Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. I'm Millie, taking you guys through a couple of good videos. Now, yeah, now in this video, I'm going to take you guys through citation. Yeah, citation is supposed to referencing, like when you're given coursework, you have to cite out or you have to reference. Now, in a reference, you can find citation as well. But citation is basically like part of the work. Then references are like after your work, okay? And this is something so essential. This is something needed when you've been given coursework and you have to submit it. It shows that you're a learned person with skills. So yeah, when you go to a journal, you search your work, you do your research, and then yeah, you can hand it in with citations and all that. Your work will look neat and great. Now, yeah, introduction to citation. Let's go straight away to the meaning of citation. Citation simply means a reference to a source of information used in a piece of writing or research. Like when yeah, a citation is a reference to a source of information. Like you maybe someone has written a book and then you're going to have to write the person's name and the year, meaning you're referring the reader to that very book written in that year by that person, by the author. Then a citation also acknowledges the original author of the work. Like maybe it was written by J. Smith in 2020. Yeah, so the person reading is going to be acknowledged. Like you've done your work, like you submit it to a lecturer. Now the lecturer is going to know, yeah, this person went to this journal or this book and got the work from there, and the author was J. Smith. So you've like recognized it, you've acknowledged the lecturer about the author. And then citations are important for academic integrity. And then they are also important for academic and professional integrity, ensuring that sources are properly credited and allowing others to verify the information. That's a brief introduction about on citation. Let's move on to the next thing. Here we have various styles of citation. There are various citation styles like APA, MLA, Chicago, etc. But then, as a student in Gulu University, here in Gulu University, we only use APA citation style or APA format. Yeah. So let's go on. It says each citation style here has its own format for how the citations have to appear in a text. Yeah, and as I've told you, but in Gulu University, we use the APA style as a university. Let's move on to the next. It says how to cite using APA style. So I'm going to show you guys how to cite using APA format. In the seventh edition of APA, the way you cite depends on the number of authors. You can have one author, you have two authors, you have three, you have more, you have a group of authors, you have six, you get. So now I'm going to take you guys through all that. When you read here, it says an illustration of APA style is here. Like when you have one author, you're going to write the author's name, and maybe the person has three names. So you're going to write the first name, then you abbreviate the other two names using the first letters. Then in brackets, you write the year and then the title of work. Like maybe you write the person's name, the author's name, the year, and then the book, and then the publisher, like Penguin Publishers. And then when you move on to the next, it says the number of authors can start from one till many others, like from one up to many others, like a group of authors. Then we move on to the next slide. Um, the heading says citation depending on number of authors. When we have one author, you can see here, you open brackets, write the author's name and the year. For example, here you write, here I give an example of Smith in 2020. Like when you're citing your work, you're going to put the author's name, comma, 2020, and close them in brackets. But okay, this is when you're including the citation in your work. But when you're narrating, like okay, both can do when you're doing your own work. But then now this is the parenthetical way, like format, and this is the narrative, like when you're narrating still in your work in writing. Then you'll be like, you're talking about causes of global warming. Then you're going to be like, for example, Smith. You write the author's name and then you open brackets, you write the year, then you continue discussed the causes of global warming. That is for one author. Now, when you have two authors, the parenthetical way, you're going to open brackets as in the first one, like for one author, you write author one and author two, comma, and then their year. For example, Smith and Johnson, comma, 2020. Now, when you're narrating, you're going to be like, for example, Smith and Johnson, and then in brackets, write the year 2020, share their views on causes of global warming. So, yeah, this is a brief definition and introduction on citation and all that. So, in my next video, I'm going to show you guys um when I'm going to give you guys more information on citing about like maybe three authors or a group of authors and something more about citation. Yeah, I hope you guys have have enjoyed this introduction and this. Yeah, it's been brief and summarized, but it's something simple. And I know as students in the university or even people working, when you're writing reports or something like that, I'm sure you've cited in some way or the other. So it's something basic that you need in your life as a learned person. Thank you for watching. Hope you've understood and hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, and share. See you guys in my next video. Bye.